Welcome to Human Pincushion Productions presents Dead Air. Tonight, we present a dramatic read-through of Sorry, Wrong Number, written by Lucille Fletcher. This story about a man who accidentally overheard a conversation with death and who strove frantically to prevent murder from claiming an innocent victim is being performed by tonight's cast, almost as it was originally done in 1948. And now we present Sorry, Wrong Number. Oh dear.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been dialing Murray Hill 70093 now for the last 3/4 of an hour, and the line is always busy. I don't see how it could be busy that long. Will you try it for me, please?
I will be glad to try that number for you. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all this time. It's my wife's office. She's working late tonight, and I'm all alone here in the house. My health is very poor, and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing Murray Hill 7-0093.
Hello?
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 Hello, is Mrs. Stevenson there?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, George?
Yes, this is George speaking.
Hello? Who is this? What number am I calling, please?
I'm here with our client.
Oh, good. Is everything okay? Is the coast clear for tonight?
Yeah, George. She says the coast is clear for tonight.
Okay.
Where are you now?
In a phone booth. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
Very well. You know the address?
Yeah, I know. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around at the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer.
That's right. At 11 o'clock.
I will make sure that all the lights downstairs are out.
There should be only one light visible from the street.
Yeah, I know. At 11:15, a train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise, in case his window should open and he should scream.
Oh. Hello? What number is this, please?
That's 11:15, the train.
Yeah. You remember everything else, George?
Yeah. I make it quick. As little blood as possible. Because our client does not wish to make him suffer long.
That's right. You'll use a knife?
Yes. A knife will be okay. And afterwards I will remove the rings and the bracelets and the jewelry in the bureau drawer. Because our client wishes it to look like simple robbery. Don't worry. Everything's okay. I never make a...
Oh, how awful, how unspeakably awful. Operator.
Your call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
I'm sorry. What number were you calling?
Why, it was supposed to be Murray Hill 7-0093, but it wasn't. Some wires must have been crossed. I was cut into a wrong number, and I've just heard the most dreadful thing. Something about a murder. And, operator, you simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon? May I help you?
Oh, I know it was a wrong number, and I have no business listening, but these two killers, they were cold-blooded fiends. They were going to murder somebody, some poor man who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've got to.
What number were you calling, please?
Well, that doesn't matter. There was a wrong number, and you dialed it for me, and we've got to find out what it was immediately.
What number did you call?
Oh, why are you so stupid? What time is it? What do you mean to tell me you can't find out what number was just now?
I'll connect you with the chief operator.
Oh, I think it's perfectly shameful. Now, look, it was obviously a case of some little slip of the finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 70093 for me. You dialed it, but your finger must have slipped, and I was connected with some other number, and I could hear them, but they couldn't hear me. Now, I simply failed to see why you couldn't make the same mistake again, but on purpose. Why you couldn't try to dial Murray Hill 70093 in the same sort of careless way.
Murray Hill 7-0093?
Yes.
I'll try to get it for you.
Well, thank you.
I'm sorry. Murray Hill 7-0093 is busy. I'll call you in 20 minutes.
Operator! 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 Operator!
Your call, please.
You didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked you explicitly, and all you did was dial correctly.
I'm sorry. What number are you calling?
Can't you, for once, forget what number I'm calling and do something for me? Now, I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty, and it's your civic duty to trace that call and apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't...
I will connect you with the chief operator.
Please. Oh, dear.
This is the chief operator.
Oh, Chief Operator, I want you to trace the call, a telephone call immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down, because it was about a murder that someone's planning, a terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor, innocent man, tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Well, can you trace it for me? Can't you track down these two?
I'm not certain. It depends.
Depends on what?
It depends whether the call is still going on. If it's a live call, we can trace it on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can't.
Disconnected?
If the parties have stopped talking to each other.
Oh, but of course they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago, and they didn't sound like the type who would make a long call.
Well, I can try to trace it. May I have your name, please?
Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Albert Stevenson, but listen...
And your telephone number, please?
Plaza 42295. But if you go on wasting all of this time...
Why do you want to trace this call, please?
Well, no reason. I mean, I merely felt very strongly that something ought to be done about it. They sounded like killers. They're dangerous. They're going to murder this man at 11:15 tonight, and I thought the police ought to know.
Have you reported this to the police?
Well, not yet.
You want this call checked purely as a private individual?
Yes, but meanwhile...
I'm sorry, Mr. Stevenson, but I'm afraid we can't make this check for you and trace the call just on your say-so as a private individual. We'd have to make it something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake, you mean to tell me you can't report that there's going to be a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why, it's perfectly idiotic. Well, all right, I'll call the police.
Thank you. I'm sure that would be the best way to...
Ridiculous. Perfectly ridiculous. The thought of it, I can't see why I have to go to all this trouble.
Your call, please.
The police department. Get me the police department, please.
Thank you.
Oh, dear. Do you have to dial? Can't you just ring them direct?
Ringing the police department.
You can't even ring them direct. They've got to dial everything. It takes forever.
Police station, Precinct 43. Sergeant Martin speaking.
Police department? This is Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Albert Smith Stevenson, of 53 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder. The murder hasn't been committed yet, but I just overheard plans for it all over the telephone. Over a wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody is so stupid, and I guess in the end you're the only person who can do anything.
Yes, sir.
It was a perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. I overheard 2 people talking, and they were going to murder some man at 11:15 tonight. He lived in a house near a bridge. Are you listening to me?
Yes, yes, sir.
And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue. And there was some third man, a client, who was paying to have this poor man murdered. They were going to take his valuables and use a knife. And, well, it unnerved me dreadfully.
I see.
And I'm not well, and I feel so nervous, and...
I see. When was all this, sir?
About 8 minutes ago. Then you can do something. You do understand.
What is your name, sir?
Mr. Stevenson, Mr. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
53 North Sutton Place. 53 North Sutton Place. It's near a bridge, the Queensboro Bridge. You know, and we have a private patrolman on our street and 2nd Avenue.
And what was the number you were calling?
Murray Hill 70093, but that wasn't a number I overheard. Murray Hill 70093 is my wife's office. She's working late tonight, and I was trying to reach her to ask her to come home. I'm an invalid, you know, and it's the maid's night off, and I hate to be alone, even though she says I'm perfectly safe as long as I have the telephone right beside my bed.
Well, we'll look into it, Mr. Stevenson, and see if we can check in with the telephone company.
But the telephone company said they couldn't check the call if the parties had stopped talking. I've already taken care of that.
Oh, you have?
Yes, and personally I feel you ought to do something far more immediate and drastic than check the call. What good does checking the call do if they've stopped talking? And by the time you've tracked it down, they'll already have committed the murder.
Well, we'll take care of it. Don't you worry.
Well, I'd say the whole thing calls for a search. A complete and thorough search of the whole city. Now, I'm very near the bridge, and I'm not far from 2nd Avenue, and I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you'd sent around a radio card to this neighborhood at once.
And what makes you think a murder's gonna be committed in your neighborhood, sir?
Well, I don't know. Only the coincidence is so horrible. 2nd Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
2nd Avenue is a very long street, sir. And you know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone?
Yes, I know.
Not to mention Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx. How do you know there isn't some little house on Staten Island, on some little 2nd Avenue that you've never even heard about? How do you know they're even talking about New York at all?
But I heard the call on the New York dialing system.
Maybe it was a long-distance call you overheard.
Oh, I don't.
Telephones are funny things. Look, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broken in on that telephone call. Supposing you'd got your wife the way you always do. You wouldn't be so upset, would you?
Well, no, I suppose not. Only it sounded so inhuman, so cold-blooded.
A lot of murders are plotted in the city every day. We manage to prevent almost all of them. But a clue this kind is so vague, it isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely you...
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call was phony, and that someone may be planning to murder you.
Me? Oh, no, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody? I'm alone all day and night. I see nobody except for my maid, Eloise, and she's a big girl. She weighs 200 pounds. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tray, and the only other person is my wife, Frances. She's crazy about me. She just adores me. She waits on me hand and foot. She scarcely left my side since I took sick, 12 years ago.
Well, then there's nothing to worry about. Now, if you'll just leave the rest of this to us, we'll take care of it.
But what will you do? It's so late. It's nearly 11 now.
We'll take care of it.
Will you broadcast it all over the city? And send out squads? And warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods like mine?
I said we'd take care of it. Just now, I got a couple of other matters here on my desk that require immediate attention. Good night, sir, and thank you.
Oh, you idiot! Oh, now why did I hang up the phone like that? Why doesn't Frances come home? Why doesn't she come home? I have to call Frances. Just call the operator.
Your call, please.
Operator, for heaven's sake, will you ring that Murray Hill 70093 number again? I can't think what's keeping her so long.
I will try it for you.
Well, try! I don't see why she doesn't answer it.
I'm so sorry. Murray Hill 7-0093 is busy. I
don't need you to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out of this bed for a little while. If I could get a breath of fresh air and just lean out the window and see the street. Hello? Francis? Hello? 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 Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? 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 Oh, for heaven's sake, who is this? Hello? 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 Who's trying to call me? Why doesn't anyone answer?
Your call, please.
Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such inefficient, miserable service. Now look, I am an invalid, and I'm very nervous. And I'm not supposed to be annoyed, but if this keeps on much longer, I can't believe I've...
What seems to be the trouble, please?
Well, everything's wrong. I haven't had one bit of satisfaction out of one call I've made this evening. The whole world could be murdered for all you people care, and now my phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing every 5 seconds, and when I pick it up, there's no one there.
I'm sorry. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put that call through, whatever it is, at once.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
You can't? And why? Why, may I ask?
The dial system is automatic. If someone is trying to dial your number, there is no way to check it if the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who's trying to reach you complains to their particular operator.
Well, of all the stupid... And meanwhile, I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that phone rings, imagining everything...
I will try to check the trouble for you.
Check it, that's all anybody can do. Oh, what's the use of talking to you? You're so stupid! Of all the impudent, goddamn... I just can't... Operator... Oh, why does it take so long?
Your call, please.
I don't know your name, but there are ways of finding you out, and I'm going to report you to your superiors for the most unpardonable rudeness and insolence I've ever had my privilege. Give me the business office at once.
You may dial that number direct.
Dial it direct? I'll do no such thing. I don't even know the number.
The number is in the directory, or you may secure it by dialing information.
Listen here, you. Oh, what's the use? Oh, dear. Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm going out of my mind, out of my... Hello? Hello? Stop ringing me, do you hear? Answer me. Who is this? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Who's calling me? What are you doing it for? Now stop it, stop it, stop it! Hello? Hello? If you don't stop ringing me, I'm going to call the police. Do you hear? The police! Oh, if Francis would only come home. Let it ring. Let it go on ringing. It's a trick of some kind. I won't answer it. I won't, even if it goes on ringing all night. Oh, you ring. Go ahead and ring. Stopped. Now, what was the matter? Why did they stop ringing all of a sudden? Oh, what time is it? Where did I put that clock? Oh, here it is, 5 to 11. Oh, they've decided something. They're sure I'm home. They heard my voice answer them just now. That's why they've been ringing me. Why no one has answered me. I'll call the operator again. Why doesn't anyone answer? Why doesn't anyone
Your
answer?
call, please.
Where were you just now? Why didn't you answer at once? Give me the police department.
I'm sorry, the line is busy. I'll call you in 20 minutes.
Busy? But that's impossible. The police department can't be busy. There must be other lines available.
The line is busy. I will try to get them for you later.
No, I've got to speak to them now, or it may be too late. I've got to talk to someone.
What number do you wish to speak to?
I don't know, but there must be someone to protect people besides the police department. A detective agency.
You will find agencies listed in the classified directory.
But I don't have a classified. I mean, I'm too nervous to look it up, and I don't know how to use the...
I'll connect you with information. Perhaps someone there will be able to help you.
No! Oh, you're being spiteful, aren't you? You don't care, do you, what happens to me? I could die for all you care. Oh, stop it! I can't stand it anymore. Hello? What do you want? Stop ringing, will you? Stop it!
Hello, is this Plaza 42295?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. This is Plaza 42295.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here from Mr. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I'm Mr. Stevenson.
The telegram is as follows. Mr. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Sutton Place, New York, New York. Darling, terribly sorry. Tried to get you for last hour, but line busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love. Signed, Francis.
Oh, no.
Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night. Oh, no. I don't believe it. She couldn't do it. She couldn't. Now when she knows I'll be alone, it's some trick, some fiendish trick. It's some trick. Why doesn't she?
Your call, please.
Operator, try that Murray Hill 70093 number for me. Just once more, please.
You may dial that number direct.
Oh! Murray Hill is 70093. Oh, she's gone. Oh, Francis, how could you? I can't be alone tonight. I can't. If I'm alone one more second, I'll go mad. I don't care what she says or what the expense is. I'm a sick man. I'm entitled.
Information, may I help you?
I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital.
Henchley Hospital? Do you have the street address?
No, it's somewhere in the 70s. It's a very small, private, and exclusive hospital where I had my appendix out 2 years ago. Henchley, H-E-N-C.
1 moment, please.
Please hurry, and please, what is the time?
You may find out the time by dialing meridian 71212.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I've got no time to be dialing.
The number of Henchley Hospital is Butterfield 70105.
Butterfield 70105. Butterfield 70105.
Henchley Hospital, good evening.
Nurses' registry.
Who is it you wish to speak to, please?
I want the nurses' registry at once. I want a trained nurse. I want to hire her immediately for the night.
I see. And what is the nature of your case, sir?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing companionship. You see, my wife is away, and I'm...
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, sir?
No, but I really don't see why all this catechising is necessary. I just want a trained nurse. I was a patient in your hospital 2 years ago, and after all, I do expect to pay this person for attending me.
We quite understand that, sir, but these are war times, you know.
Well?
Registered nurses are very scarce just now, and our superintendent has asked us to send people out only on cases where the physician in charge feels that it is absolutely necessary.
Well, it's absolutely necessary. I'm a sick man. I'm very upset. Very. I'm alone in this house, and I'm an invalid, and tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me dreadfully. In fact, if someone doesn't come to this house at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind.
I see. Well, I can speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, sir?
Miss Phillips? And when do you expect her in?
Well, I really couldn't say. She went out to supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? But it's not even 11 yet. Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 15 minutes past 11.
Oh, what was that?
What was what, sir?
That click just now in my own telephone, as though someone had lifted the receiver off the hook in the extension telephone downstairs.
Well, I didn't hear it, sir. Now, about this...
Well, I did. There's someone in this house. Someone's downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. There. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet, and they'll think... Oh, but if I don't call someone now while they're still down there, there'll be no time.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm in desperate trouble.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Please speak louder.
I don't dare. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
I'm sorry.
But you've got to hear me. Oh, please, you've got to help me. There's someone in this house, someone who's going to murder me, and you've just got to help me get in touch with... Oh, there it is! Did you hear it? They put down the extension phone. They're coming up! Coming up the stairs. Give me the police department. Give it to me!
One moment, please. I will connect you.
I can hear them. They're nearer. Oh, I hear footsteps. Hurry!
Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking. Police Department, Sergeant Martin speaking. Police Department.
Police Department? Oh, I'm sorry. Must have gotten the wrong number. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
This has been Human Pincushion Productions' performance of Sorry, Wrong Number. We're thankful to all of our supporters who have been with us throughout these crazy few months, and we, as a company, want to say thank you. We hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for a talkback coming next week.